everyone. In this video, we will be combining like terms, and this is the first part. In this part, we will have expressions that have only one variable involved. So in this case right here, we only have x, and in this case right here, we only have y. Before we jump into these two examples we have right here, let's have a definition for what a like term is. Like terms are terms that have the same variables and powers. So in this case right here, these x's are our variable, and the power is that exponent of each of these variables. In this case right here, it doesn't have an exponent, but remember, that's raised to the power invisible 1. So there's invisible 1 right here. So the same thing for the y here. So the y here is our variable, and the power to this is the invisible 1. On the other hand, unlike terms are terms that do not have the same variables and powers. So let's take this first example right here. So we are given 3x minus 7 plus 5x plus 4. So if we say combining like terms, we combine those that have the same variables and power. So in this case right here, this 3x and 5x are like terms since both of them have x's on them, while negative 7 and 4 are also like terms. So pretty much I can go ahead and circle the 3x plus 5x. So I put them together, so I can go ahead and write it down here. So that's 3x plus 5x is equal to 8x. So I combine them since they are like terms because they both have x's on them. Now others are going to say, can I combine negative 7 with these two here? We can't because the 7 doesn't have an x on it. So then we can go ahead and combine those that do not have x on them. So I can go ahead and use a different shape for the constant, those that don't have the x. So that would be negative 7 and positive 4 shall be combined together. So this would come out negative 7 plus 4, and that is equal to negative 3, which means that these two would be the combined version of this expression right here. So the simplified version of this would come out 8x minus 3. So I'm gonna put this inside the box. Again, this is the simplified version after we combined like terms. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. Again, we combine like terms. So the like terms are the ones that have y's on them. So we put them together in the same color. So that would be 3y. I will use a box for it. And then we have a negative 7y. And we have a 1y. So I go ahead and write these three out. And so if we add all these three together, 3y minus 7y plus y is actually negative 3y. And so we're done with the ones that have y's on them. Now let's move on to those with no variables on them, or the constants. So that would be 5, and then we have a negative 6, and that's it. So we go ahead and write 5 minus 6 is actually negative 1. So that we can go ahead and say that the simplified version for this is negative 3y minus 1. So I'm just gonna put this inside a box. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. Now let's move on to the next example right here. So again, it's pretty much the same thing. We are supposed to combine like terms. It doesn't have to be x and y only. It can be any letter in the alphabet. So let's take the first example right here. So pretty much the same thing. We are going to combine all the ones with m's on them. So that would be 7m. We also have a negative 3m and a 5m. So I'm going to go ahead and write them all out here. Okay, so if we add all these together, 7m minus 3m plus 5m is actually 9m. And so we go ahead and combine those with no variables on them, or the constants. So that would be positive 4, and we have a negative 7. So I go ahead and write and this would come out 4 minus 7 is negative 3. So then we can go ahead and say that the simplified version for this, after we combine all the like terms, would be 9m. I got that from here, and then that's a minus 3. So this is the simplified version of this expression that we have up there. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So we start by putting together all the ones that have k's on them. So we got a k, and then we also have a plus 3k and a minus 8k. So I'm just going to go ahead and write them all out down here. So if we add all these together, this would come out negative 4k. Now we combine the constants, those with no variables on them. So we get a negative 4. So I'm just going to use a box for this. And then we have a positive 6 and a positive 1. So I'm just going to write them all out down here. So when we add all together, negative 4 plus 6 plus 1 is 3. So then we can go ahead and say that the simplified version for this is negative 4k plus 3. So this is our simplified version of this given expression up there. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!